Hi everyone! I was super inspired today by our one and only house cat named Moo. Don't ask, it's a long story. She was doing a couple of really great stretches today and I got inspired to copy her. Animals are really great at knowing what to do to take care of their bodies. Hopefully you can join me along. We're going to be doing a couple of stretches and sequences brought to you by our cat. So enjoy! First, let's get ourselves nice and comfy on the floor, preferably on a mat, and we can just loosen ourselves up, stretching, moving, whatever feels good, whatever gets you into that place of stillness. So let's get into all fours into a tabletop position. We're going to start by arching the back, looking up. And as we exhale, press the spine up towards the sky, tucking that chin. And we'll do this at our own pace for a couple of breaths. From here, we'll flatten the spine to neutral and we're going to look right and left behind ourselves, stretching out the left and the right rib cage. Now we'll lower back into our child's pose, stretching the fingers out all the way in front of us. We're going to rest here for a moment, just to relax, sinking those muscles down. And let's take those hands, we'll walk them over to the right side. Back through neutral, let's walk them over to the left side, stretching out those ribs. And coming back to center, stretching those fingers out once more. When we're ready, let's walk those fingers all the way to the tops of our mats, and we're going to bring our hips straight up and down. We should feel this in that back and in the shoulders. After one full breath, we're going to send our hips all the way back to child's pose, and we're going to go back and forth between these positions. So take a few breaths, hips up, and when we're ready, back down to child's pose. Really feeling that stretch in the low back and in the chest, opening the heart. Now in this round, we're going to tuck the toes under the body and do the same thing. We may feel slight differences in the way that we interact with our own muscles. And from here, we're going to go back up to tabletop, but we're going to arch the back. So we're going to pulse up, keeping the back arch, stretching through the front body, and back down. And after that, we'll go ahead back to tabletop and we'll just wiggle it out, doing any movements that feel good for us, just to reset back to neutral. Now from here, we're going to take the shoulders and we're going to roll them back, one after the other. We'll roll our shoulders until we arrive down on the mat, elbows down, and press back up, keeping our back arched the whole time. This is our Sphinx pose. Still allowing those tucked toes behind us to engage, pressing into the mat, finding as much tension and resistance as we can. From here, we'll go ahead and lie down on our left side. We'll bring that right arm up and overhead, stretching to the opposite wall, lengthening that whole right side. When we're ready, go ahead and roll onto the belly, pointing those toes, and roll to the right side. Taking that left arm and stretching all the way overhead. And roll back to the belly, and we'll switch sides. Stretching through the right side. And sweeping that arm down and around, we'll roll to the belly once more and switch to the other side. We'll go ahead and keep doing this at our own pace, making sure we maintain the breath. If we like, we can bring our left leg straight forward for an extra stretch. Bringing that left arm up and back. Whatever feels good for our bodies here. Feeling that slight back stretch and switching to the other side. If we want to bring that right foot straight out, we can. Left arm, giving ourselves a little bit of motion here. Up and back behind ourselves, feeling that back stretch. When we're ready, we're going to go ahead and roll all the way to our backs, keeping our knees straight up, reaching the arms overhead. We're going to press those hips up towards the sky and release. Again, attaching this to our breath pattern, squeezing the glutes, reaching those arms. If we like, we can place those arms underneath our bodies as we push the hips up for an added bonus. And coming down. Let's go ahead and bring those knees in. We're going to hug the knees to the chest, roll ourselves in a nice little ball, and we can shake side to side, massaging our low backs. And when we're ready, let's go ahead and reach all the way, stretching the hands just like you would in the morning. And ball it back up, rolling side to side. And release, reaching our hands and toes to the opposite wall. And when we're ready, we'll go ahead and find our final pose of Shavasana. This is a time to reflect on all the changes that we found in our bodies through this practice. We can start to integrate all of those little movements into ourselves, becoming more aware of ourselves. Take as long as you need here. When we're ready, let's go ahead and roll into a ball, turning over to our left side. Taking a few more moments for ourselves. And we'll slowly press up to seated. Thank you guys so much. So thank you all so much for joining along. That was such a great stretch. I know I enjoyed it. Hopefully you did too, and you can find and bring all of that relaxation to the rest of your day. So if you enjoyed what you did today with us, go ahead and like and subscribe for more dance, yoga, and healing content. We do videos daily, sometimes weekly, and hopefully you enjoy. Talk to you next time.